BitShares is a world-class blockchain like Bitcoin with a digital currency platform boasting enterprise-level scalability and throughput with separations of power and self-governance baked in. Need the power of a blockchain with the stability of a dollar? We invented it and tested it for 3 years. Want to make a loyalty token, coupon, or shares in your business? We have you covered. Wish to add world-class development? This tech can fund your work. Whether for an everyday entrepreneur or computer-savvy code guru, BitShares provides tools to empower a world of unapologetic innovators to wield and share value with a level of freedom once thought impossible. Meet a community of such innovators every Friday at 2 p.m. UTC, led by Chris Herring and Fuzzy, to play a role in the evolution and advancement of this state-of-the-art project. Welcome to the BitShares revolution. You just leveled up.
Welcome everybody to this episode of the BitShares Mumble here on Beyond Bitcoin. My name is Chris4210. I'm a committee member, and in this show, in this next following hour, we're going to talk about the latest updates of the BitShares community, about the blockchain, all the news that happened in the last week, and all the new stuff that is coming up, like worker proposals or other changes we want to do within the community. And today, I also want to introduce a new topic because, as most of you already know, we started this little 5 minutes explain a feature of the BitShares blockchain, and we have so many features. It is really amazing, and I want to raise everybody's level on the same niveau so that we really know, okay, hey, this is how that actually works. And for this week, I want to introduce two things. Maybe if you already know that, I think, but for some who are new to the program, for there's some people who are new to BitShares in general, I want to talk about there are different versions of BitShares. So BitShares itself is a blockchain. Similar to Bitcoin or other blockchains, it has basically a core blockchain database where you store all your money. But you have different tools, you have basically different wallets, different interfaces, how you can access your accounts, your blockchain accounts. So this is the magic thing, because if you're going, for example, to the main website, bitshares.org, you can go to the download a desktop version, a light client as we call it, or you can try the online exchange. And in the online exchange, we call it Open Ledger. And we have a lot of people who are confused. Is Open Ledger the same as BitShares, or is it just Open Ledger? No, Open Ledger is just one interface. It's like Poloniex or Kraken or Coinbase. It is just one way how to access the decentralized exchange called BitShares. But you can also have a light client. You can download that. You can for Mac, PC, but also for Linux. And of course, there are also other exchanges that maybe some of you not already know, because you can easily create your own interface to access the same. So for example, for the Chinese community, we also have an interface, a web wallet you can use. There are a couple of others, one like the Freedom Ledger that is built by Bunker Chain Labs. You can use, then also MakerDAO is another wallet you can use to access the BitShares blockchain. So it is at the beginning maybe a little bit confusing, but the beautiful thing is the BitShares decentralized exchange has many, many different ways how you can enter it. It has a lot of different interfaces. And you have to pick the one that you like the best, that suits you the best, and you can easily get started with that blockchain. So this is just for all the newcomers who are a little bit confused how to get started, what is the best version. For myself, I really prefer the light client, so the desktop version, because then I have everything on my computer and I don't really need to go to the web browser and stuff and leave that open. So this is for myself the best way to do it. And what is very amazing, or really what I really enjoy, we just had a new update with the light client, also with the web version, and we improved currently the charting tools for trading. So if you go now to the new markets and you look to the different markets you can trade, like for example BTC to BTS, you now have a lot of cool new charting tools. You can have EMA bands, you can have weighted averages, you have tools, all kind of stuff. So it's really, really amazing. And I think not even the big Bitcoin exchanges have these kind of tools that are now available to us. So I'm really excited that is coming to us. Another thing I want to bring up for today, we closed 1st of February. I closed down the big BitShares GIF festival. I really want to thank everybody for participating, for their submissions. We got tons of cool GIF animations for explaining all the different features. This weekend, I will spend the whole afternoon to wrap that all up, to identify which features has been presented, and then we're going to take these features, these little GIF animations, and use them on social media. So this is really, really great, because now a lot of people can get started, who can understand how BitShares work, how can I lock a wallet, how can I do backups and stuff. That was, for many beginners, very, very confusing. So for everybody that participated this weekend, I will send you the prize money for that, and then we can get started with that. The next topic I want to bring up, the next topic I want to bring up, we can discuss with the end of January. We finally basically make the decision about the new forum. When I look at the current vote on the forum, we have a majority who wants to move to the new forum. So that means we are going to move to the Discord platform instead of the simple machine forum. And we have a lot of people who say, like, okay, we should just import basically all the accounts, so that we're not going to immigrate all the posts, just the accounts, so that you can easily log in into the new forum. And then we will link to the old forum and say, okay, this is an archive, you can read all the stuff, but all new discussions going to be in this new Discord forum. Before we started with the show, we had a couple of discussions and opinions about that. I think the first thing we really need to agree on is who's gonna move the forum and who's gonna host it. Fuzzy, I think you also have a couple of opinions and words about that, correct?
Well, that was actually what I wanted to bring up today, because we were talking to, I know you and I have talked a little bit. Can you guys hear me okay?
You're overdriving like crazy.
Let me fix that. Testing, can you hear me now?
It's better, but it still needs to go down some.
How about now?
That's good.
I've got a kid, guys. Sorry. Sometimes these settings get messed up, and I don't realize it. But yeah, I wanted to ask the question what everybody here thought, because I know that I had talked to Chris about the forums. I understand and I agree with the idea of having people who we trust who are running them. But there's also the other side that kind of, I would prefer it to not be any specific, just single entity that's working with BitShares, no matter how trusted they are. So I was thinking about doing this to give it to the BitShares Foundation, but upon reaching out and finding out more about it, I don't even know who the guy is who's setting up the BitShares Foundation. I guess Xerox does, but he doesn't know him very well. I wish Xerox was here because I would ask him. But I've tried to reach out to Xerox, and it doesn't seem like he has talked to the person and doesn't really know them extremely well, from what I'm understanding. At least he hasn't told me otherwise, and I've been asking. So I don't know where you guys stand on this, but I'm kind of in a place where I would like to know what everybody's opinions are before I move forward with what I'd like to do, because it's Ronald Kramer of CNI Stan.
That's right.
Can you talk? I mean, has he been part of BitShares of CNI for a long time? Has he been running the BitShares Foundation for some time? Do you know any details about him?
Well, his intent is to do the legwork of setting it up, not necessarily with the intent of controlling it, but he wanted to get it started. So he did register the name, and I think he involved Fabian in it, at least let him know or talk to him about it. I'm not claiming that they know each other well, but they have talked about it. And I think his intention was to rely on people like Fabian and Chris and whoever to take advantage of it and build it up. But he just wanted to get the seed of it planted.
Oh, do we have a way of accessing and contacting him?
Yeah, I'm talking to Ronald from time to time, but we didn't really talk about the foundation yet. So as far as I know, the foundation is created. So we basically secured the name. It's set up in the Netherlands, but there is no real further planning for the foundation yet. Because we really, we should maybe talk about that and think about, okay, how can we use this foundation, for example, to kick off marketing or to maybe host the forum. Maybe that could be a first good start. The big thing is the foundation itself has no money yet, so we have to think about how we can finance that. It's not that Ronald needs any kind of salary because he just set it up, but if you, for example, if we put the foundation. If we put the forum on the foundation and put us in the foundation's hands, somebody has to pay the server bill. So we need to think about how we want to do that, and if we want to do a worker for that, or if you want to do it on a donation base.
I think we need to get workers. We need to use them for something, man. Personally, I mean, I think it's a great thing if we start doing that and getting those things, even if it's just a couple little things with worker proposals that are absolutely necessary to kind of, that way we can at least show that it's working to provide the minimum things for us. And along those lines, what do you think about, Chris, about us approaching the proxies and asking them to join up every week?
You mean here?
Yeah, so we could maybe get them and their opinions, and we could get them online and talking about their opinions so everybody knows why they're voting the way they're voting. We can reach out to them. We can have them try to get them to vote in things. And then, of course, the community can listen and complain if they think we're being evil. If they think that we're being good and we're trying to do something legitimate, they're not going to move their votes at all.
Well, before we move away from the forum and who's going to run it, I think the foundation's a good idea. I myself don't also agree with you, Fuzzy, that having one person's not the ideal situation, and we definitely want to have a backup. So even if we do let the foundation do it, if there's only one person that's managing the foundation currently, then we need to have a backup for that until they can get more legs to have multiple people, so that we don't run with a situation where somebody's out of town and the forum's broken and it's down for a day or two. We don't want to have that situation.
That's for sure.
Well, I think we can definitely set up or define 2-3 admins who know how to run a forum, who know how to fix something like that. I think that shouldn't be too difficult.
I agree. That should be pretty straightforward. I'm just saying it shouldn't fall in the crack, and we ought to address it up front.
Do we have somebody here in the Mumble right now who has that kind of experience?
I've moderated forums. I haven't been the admin for the direct admin who ran the server and everything, but I have modded them.
Well, I run a SMF forum right now, so I could do that.
What do you guys think? I mean, have a group of people who work with the BitShares Foundation and run it. I just really want to. My biggest concern is giving the forums to any specific group or person and have everybody, at some point in time complain that that's being used to, snuff out competition in some ways, or whatever. There's always
play favorites to different people for whatever reason, moderate it in a bad way.
Yeah, whether it's real or perceived, it doesn't matter if it's real or perceived. If it's perceived to many who are perceiving it, it's real. So, making sure that we don't have to worry about that, while also being able to kind of uplift and thank the people who are helping out with it, by being able to say, these people are running it, but they don't own it, to me seems like a good way of moving forward. But I just wanted to put that out for everybody. Well, the money issue is a very important thing, and whether worker proposals are the way to go or not, we'll just have to see if the committee wants to support that. But yes, whoever administrates it at least has to have some compensation for the server costs at a minimum. At minimum.
Yeah, I think you can look at around 80 euros per month. This is around 50 euros for the server and hosting and for the traffic, and then another 30 maybe for just as a bonus for the person who's running it. Now, is this Ronnie guy from the foundation, is he willing and capable of doing migration work to get it into discourse or
I heard you say Discord with a D earlier, Chris, but I think you misspoke, because Discourse is a forum, whereas Discord is a totally different deal, right?
Yeah, correct. So it's just Course. It's a forum software. As far as I know, Ronald is not. No, he has no big IT experience to run that. He's actually a finance professor at a big university in the Netherlands.
So he's coming at this from the perspective of what, like getting the legal stuff together and all the things that would actually go into creating a foundation, because he has the expertise in that.
Correct. He also talked to the Dutch central bank about how to create UAs and market-backed assets in the Netherlands, and there was an article about it a couple of months ago. For example, this is quite interesting. The Dutch bank said creating a UAA, if the foundation is creating a user-issued asset, that is a problem, because that could come into the area of e-money that need to be regulated. But the Dutch central bank has no problem to create market-backed asset. So if we want to create tons of liquidity and market-backed assets, and we're all a little bit afraid how that should work, we could actually use the foundation to do that for us, if we find funding for that. Just as a side note.
And I think if we could get a commitment by him to authorize perhaps 2 people to administer the forums, that would be good on his behalf.
Do we have control of the database now? I mean, do we have access to being able to migrate the data from the existing forum right now?
Fuzzy?
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? I was just typing a question.
I was asking about do we currently have access to the database for the SMF form, the existing SMF form? Do we have access to that database?
I'm certain that we can get access to it.
Well, that's pretty much an important first step for anybody to do any kind of migration work.
Yeah, my big concern, and what I don't want to say it's a concern I believe that everybody here would have bad intentions, or anybody who would want to run the forums, but is really just the image of it, and making sure that, hopefully that we don't really put ourselves in a position where, I think it's almost like that's like integral infrastructure, and maybe a foundation or somebody that's going to be, maybe like the committee. I've thought the committee personally, because that would be, to me, a way of giving them some income. And if they have incentive to run the forums, they're making some of the biggest decisions, a lot of those decisions will go on those forums. That's how I'm seeing it. That's how I think it would be probably the best. But I'm open to discussion, and maybe we can close this within the next week or 2 and then finalize what we're going to do and reach out and finish what we got to get done.
Well, when we put the forum into the hands of the foundation, how does it actually look like? So we need to have, we need to host it somewhere. So somebody has to have the password for that hosting. And then we select different admins who have different features or different access. And then what is the next step? And somebody has to pay the bill, right?
Well, that's another one. Assigning ownership of it, I guess, is another one as well, right?
Yeah, somebody has to get that domain name and be the responsible party for paying the bill for it.
I mean, I don't even consider that the biggest issue right now, because I know people. I know me, and we could get it paid for if we absolutely needed to. But my biggest thing is, that we make sure that the foundation is a neutral and kind of a body that we don't have to worry about being something that's like that can cut off or censor people, or and have the primary infrastructure kind of in control of that.
Indeed. With regard to ideally the forum, the foundation would be a good entity to make expenses for these things, and even pay the domain fee and all that, but that's a very centralized point of control, so we have to be very confident that that's going to be something that will work well. And I don't know, I have no experience with this foundation character, CNI, or whoever this Ronnie guy is, so I can't really speak to whether or not that's a good choice or not. But that's an important thing. In this community, he probably doesn't have much of a reputation. Now, some pretty heavyweight people have spoken up for him and know him, so maybe that'll be good enough. But that's something that needs to be addressed so that the community has confidence that he will do the right thing.
Yeah,
So what I would suggest, maybe we should do the following. I will talk with Ronald next week anyways for a couple of other issues. I will ask him if there's already a foundation bank account so that we can pay the bills, and then we can think about ways how we can fund that. Then the next step would be to select a host for the name, for the domain. And we'll think about somebody who can host the forum. And then we can think about the next question, who's part of the foundation. So who are the members? Can we maybe add new members? So here I'm looking for volunteers, everybody who wants to join the foundation as a member, consultant, whatever. I think we have space enough if you want to be engaged in the community. And I think we can talk about that next week and say, okay, these are the core members and they are representing the foundation. And I think we can continue the talk about that. The next big thing I really would like to get a better feeling is for the forum. So do we all agree that we're just going to immigrate the accounts, but not the thread itself?
That would be my vote.
I do like what Data was saying. I think that it was simple, keep it simple, and it kind of, it makes sure that everybody's going to know where the new forums are if we use the old archive to advertise those forums. It really seems like a seamless kind of solution.
And do you want to have the same domain, or do you want to go to a new domain?
BitShares
I think it's safest to keep the existing one.
I agree.
Data did have a reasonable suggestion that we could redirect, but I think for the time being, we could keep it where it is. I don't see any problem with keeping it where it is and then just adding new location for the new forum. And within the old forum, we can have links going to the new one. We definitely want to make sure that people that go to the old forum know where the new one is.
Yeah, I think we have to see basically how this forum software works, but maybe we can have like a big banner that says archive or memorial halls, I don't know, something like that. It's like...
Well, I think one option that could keep it simple, if the domain can be retained, then what you could put the old material on, let's say, archive.bitsharestalkforum.org. And then the new material could be on the main site without the archive prefix.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm just writing that down.
Although Stan brings up a good point that taking that approach would, I think, break the old links.
Yeah, that's that's so obvious. I don't know why I didn't realize it, but that would break all links if we changed it that way. So, and the redirection would work to that. T-Bone has got an objection to the redirection for some reason. I'm not sure what it is.
Well, I think what we can do is we can start maybe to say like, okay, BitShares talk /new.BitShares talk with the new forum, and we're just going to monitor for 6 months the traffic in the archive. And if you see the archive is dead because nobody's going, then we can just break the links, because if you see there's no traffic at all, it makes no real sense to keep it.
Yes, and also another possibility maybe is in terms of maintaining old links. It's possible that with some code on the back end that could redirect to archive.bitshares talk, etc.
Okay. Then I think we will find a solution, and the person who's basically in charge of migrating or moving the forum software, I think he will have a good solution. I want topic, and I think that is going to be quite interesting. And we have a new member or somebody who really wants to join the BitShares community. I'm very excited to introduce Mr. Wang, who's already very active on Steemit, and he's very curious to make a couple of promotional videos for the BitShares platform. Maybe Mr. Wang, you want to tell us a little bit more about your background and how do you want to make these videos so that we can give you a little bit of feedback and input what we would like to see and how we can help you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Mr. Wang?
Morning.
Guys, it's been a very, very, very eventful morning for me. Yeah, I'm really excited about this community and everything. I I'm really new into the whole crypto idea in the first place, but I'm like really excited about learning. My history is, I come from film production, as y'all know. I'm an entertainer. I've been an entertainer since I was a kid, and I grew up in theater, drama, played sports, and all that stuff. But I just entertaining and writing, creating stuff was just a natural thing that came to me. So with that, I developed, the ability to, to inspire people, create. My imagination is just out there, and it really seems to catch everybody's attention. And I eventually learned to use that to bring, to draw people in more and more. So when I, realizing this as a talent was something I feel that I can share with everybody else. I've done it on Steemit. I've done it professionally. I've done it in all sorts of ways, and it's been a very successful style, I guess, that I use, or maybe it's just my imagination is very original. I don't know, but either way, I just have a natural ability to reel in and attention.
Well, it has. I will say that your videos are definitely like, and we talked about it a little bit in, I think the other day, where we have some instructional videos that are really good by Kronos, but we don't have any of those ones that like really get people at, in the gut level and kind of like really get them interested in BitShares on an emotional level, as opposed to just, thinking about all the numbers and how all of it works and all the cool nerdiness of it. We really just need to sometimes go for the jugular and like kind of really hit people where it makes them feel something. So I will say, like, that's definitely a contrast to what we've seen thus far, and that's why I'm interested in it, man.
Yeah, and that's one thing too I really wanted to point out is that we can provide videos to people. We can explain them step by step how to take care of stuff or how to start an account. But there's always an opportunity to promote on another level that will actually draw in people who aren't really even aware of BitShares and might be looking for it, because I am one of them people. I was one of them people. I'm an entertainer. I was trying to raise funds to make more videos to grow my fan base, to my followers, aside from my professional career. I wanted to reel them in on the Bitcoin community and stuff, and I was struggling to find that. I was trying to set up all these crowdfunding things through fiat, and little did I know everything was right here. And it's because I didn't have that. There was nothing I seen promoting that opportunity for me to even consider looking this way. And it's like, wow, where is that? Oh, wait a second, I could do that. You guys need that. If y'all want that attention, well, let's make it happen.
I think that is something that can help us a lot, because we are lacking these kind of like promotional videos that really grab us, grab our people's emotions. Say like, hey, you lost another Bitstamp or BTTC or Poloniex got hacked or whatever happens, and the BitShares platform really can help a lot of people. Or if you look at the ICO side, it can really be an amazing platform to get you started. And if you have a couple of good ideas, I think the BitShares talk here is a great platform to talk about it, to get feedback. And then, of course, we can also kick off a worker and see that we get the funding you need to do that. And of course, I'm also inviting everybody else. If you have a good idea, if you have a good proposal in terms of writing a tutorial, writing a text, get started on a Wikipedia article and so on, I think this is here a good place to introduce your idea and to get support and get the funding through the workers.
I think the idea of the marketing approach to any videos that you might do is a better way to go about it. I mean, there are so many things that differentiate the BitShares platform that I think that will help in the marketing department. I know with regard to the light wallet issue and all the different variations of wallets, we were talking earlier about all the different variations, and it's not so much an important thing because people here know about them, but I'm going to beg to differ with that, because my perspective of the wallets I need to be educated about them. They're so different now. I mean, I didn't know that we were making dedicated wallets for certain platforms. I thought everything was web-based. So we're moving away from that web-based only approach, and now we're going to with dedicated wallets. So even I, who've been around here a long time, haven't picked up on all those new variations.
Because there's a lot of stuff going on, even though, to some people say BitShares is dead because of a couple people leaving. There's so much stuff going on, man. And it's only getting more busy, I've noticed.
And that's one thing too. I hear that a lot. I hear a lot of people say that that BitShares is dead. BitShares is dead. Now I'm only coming into it, and I'm still doing my research and I'm still trying to learn. But if that's a mentality that's being set, everybody's gonna have that mentality, and it's gonna that thought in itself is gonna eat away at BitShares. But when you have a face or a personality or a couple personalities, like we've been talking about doing, that can change. That can do a full 180. That can turn around for the better, because now you have some known personalities representing BitShares, not only with information but an attitude. And I think I mentioned this last week. That spunk, the spunk that you need, that catches everybody's attention and actually makes them look back and reconsider: is BitShares really dead? Is it really dying? Because that don't look like it.
BitShares is a beautiful lady. We just need to get her a beautiful dress and take her out on the town and show her off. That's what we need to do. Just needs a little love,
Yes. Yeah.
I'm personally support your making beautiful dresses for her. That's where I'll leave it right now, and I'll leave it up to others.
Yeah, and the ideas I come up with, whether they be informative or helpful or not, I do this on a regular basis. I do it on a professional level. I just like Sally. I work in Hollywood. I have Hollywood experience. I work on a TV show. I'm an act TV show. So like the stuff I create and the stuff I act at is it's something I'm just, it's hanging out there for everybody to use. Oh yeah, I have connections. I work with a production too. I'm a designer, graphic designer, and editor with that production. And I have celebrity friends. I do the whole celebrity gig. I'm learning how to handle it. I'm a noob to the celebrity world, but I'm learning to manage it. And one thing that I have been able to take from that, I've applied it to being the steam celeb I am, and because of that, I really think that's why my name blew up and why Mr. Wing is a big brand that everybody likes now, is because I was able to filter out all the public and the stuff that I do as on my real life, out there in the real celebrity world or whatever. I was able to filter out what I can use and what not, and how to present myself and apply it to Mr. Wang.
That sounds amazing. So welcome very much to the BitShares community. We're looking forward for your ideas, for your creativity, and if you have any questions about a feature, how it works, we are still a little bit, self-finding our big why. This is still a big topic for us because it's such a diverse platform, but I think we can nail that and get that up. That everybody knows why we are here, why we're meeting up every week, and why we're also excited about the future of BitShares and graphene-based chains. Another topic I would like to talk about, and that is coming up the last couple of days with the new trading interface. We have a couple of people who really would like to start a trading contest. It is now beginning of February. We have a couple of maybe time if you say like, okay, we're gonna start something, I don't know, end of February, 14 days, 2 weeks, that we really say, okay, let's have a big coordinated trading contest where we say on one day, we're going to bring all the people together and we're going to add a lot of liquidity in the markets. We're going to have basically 5 or 6 where we say this is where all the action going to be, all the fun. Maybe we come here together in a mumble and we're going to set up a prize for the top 3 traders who are going to have the most gain in a specific time frame. Who would be interested to join, and who would be interested to participate and also join with the marketing effort here?
I'm very interested, obviously. That's all I do is trading tokens.
That's a good point, Virtual.
I think it could be a fun thing, because in this way we could introduce our new charting tools, but we also, of course, could fire up a couple of bots so that everybody knows, okay, hey, there are free trading bots you can use to trade on the BitShares exchange, and it could also create a little bit of a PR buzz. So I think we would have
it's
enough
educational.
people.
It's educational, Chris. It's
Absolutely.
perfect, man, because people will be able to ask you questions.
Well, and you can start with little amounts. To get in here with a couple of $1,000, if you take 20 euros when you get started, it's already big fun to be part of it.
That's a great idea. I actually am very pumped about it, because that'll make us all better too. It'll teach us a skill that's important in this sphere.
I was talking with T-Bone about it, because he brought that up about the trading contest, and as far as I know, there were also some ideas about rewarding traders, the best traders. I think that was something that even Bytemaster 2015 was talking about. Does anybody have a couple of ideas how we could set up the rules for this kind of contest?
Well, you would have the buy-in, right? And then obviously everybody would. You would only be allowed to have one bot? Or no, you can't do that. That's a good man. There's a lot of questions. Maybe we should revisit this next week after everybody has some time to think about it. Does anybody else have any thoughts?
Well, I got this link from T-Bone from FXCM. I don't know, so probably a forex trading site, and they have here a competition to win a cash prize, and they have a couple of rules. Maybe we can orientate our program on that.
What are their rules? Do you have them available right now, or
put it in the chat?
Odd.
I just want to say one thing. The tricky part is it's not by accounts like most contests are, because BitShares is going to be part of our account. So we really need a contest coin token that we can trade against a bunch. And whoever
That's a
can
great
accumulate
idea.
that in the most. I've been thinking about this, obviously.
Obviously. Good job.
So you're going to bring back the brownie points?
That would be a great one to choose.
Well, somehow it still has some value. I don't know. I think I sold all of my brownie points.
Yeah, a lot of people did. I still hold some. I'll trade some with those beasts. I'll even donate some to the cause.
Yeah, but I think we should more focus on like big markets like BitShares to Bitcoin, BitUSD, something like that. And then we can just say, okay, who had the most growth in their overall portfolio? Yeah, so we make a snapshot of everybody starting at the beginning of the contest, and then at the end of the contest, what is the overall increase of his balance in his whole account? And of course, we're going to strip out any kind of transfers. So if you send yourself 10 Bitcoins during that time, well, that's not going to be counting.
But that works. We can have a team that'll vet that. We can do starting and ending balances and snapshots.
Okay, well here are the rules, the contest rules on xcm.com. Entry and contest eligibility. In order to be eligible, you must be a new or existing retail client of Forex Capital Markets, FXCM, which would mean, of course, you have to be a member of BitShares. And then you have disqualification. Withdrawing or transferring funds from your account or receiving a margin call will disqualify an otherwise eligible trader from the contest for that month. We don't have margins, so I guess that really doesn't matter. But still, the account making a withdrawal or transfer will automatically, you cannot withdraw or transfer funds from that asset during that time would be, I guess, the equivalent for us. And then you have contest trading period. Obviously, you begin and start at a certain time. That's a simple rule. Contests opt out. You don't have to worry about that. Determination of winners. They go into that, and it's based on daily percentage gain. But I won't go too deep into it. Everybody can go to xcm.com and join up with their thoughts on it.
Do we have a preferred day when we want to do that? I'm just looking at my calendar personally. I would do it on a weekend, maybe on a Saturday.
What if we started and did it a whole week?
Well, that's too much work for monitoring.
Oh, well, would we need to monitor after we get it set up and a couple people? Because my experience, there are a couple people who will probably generally be around all the time anyway if we are promoting it. But yeah, I mean, one day it would be a good test period, and we could. Who knows, man?
Yeah, we can do that more often. I'm actually looking at the 4th of March right now. That would be the best time for me. It's a Saturday. It's the weekend after Acapulco, because I think during that time there are going to be a lot of people off.
Maybe we can put up a forum post and we can ask people.
Yeah, we'll put up a forum post, and we're gonna collect basically all the things we need, because I think one of the key part is to create a tutorial for people to set up their account and to join. Because if you have like regular Poloniex traders, they maybe want to join, but they're gonna be, I don't know how to get started. So maybe we just make a short video. Okay, this is how you dump in your Bitcoins. This is how you get started. This is how you do the charts. La la la.
And this is a great time for me to say, whenever we I try to bring in people who I trust, who I think are good people, who are always doing things that are like trying to help out, who are also skilled. And Mr. Wang's a person I would really think that maybe we should look at utilizing for this. I mean, just my thoughts, but you guys have already seen some of the stuff he does already, and it's really good.
Well, I think if you do it in 4 weeks, this gives us enough time to basically prepare like a little bit of marketing, some nice graphics, maybe a little video, a couple of texts, and so on. And we can also have a countdown on social media.
Sounds awesome.
Okay, let me put that in the forum for the 4th, and we see how we can coordinate all the different tasks that we need to finish, the rules, timing, and so on. And then we also can vote on the markets boost. Yep.
Sounds good.
So we have 40 minutes in, 50 minutes more or less. Do we want to talk a little bit about the increase of the witness pay? Do we have some opinions here? I see right now that the worker proposals are up, thanks to I think BitCrab set it up. You can either vote for or against it, and express your opinions if to increase the witness pay is a good idea or not. Do we have any feedbacks for now?
Giant crab?
I really still think that we should all of us should consider having like a graduated level. Like the more BTS you hold, the higher percentage you get as a witness. It would make them not want to ever sell or very much question it.
That sounds kind of similar to the idea that Data Security Node put out there, more of a test case, but he put it out there that people should have 1 million BTS as a collateral. But I don't know. I'm not in favor of that in general, and I'm not sure that it really does a lot of good. I mean, what you just mentioned, Fuzzy, does sound a little better. It's a little bit different, but so that's my take on it. Anyway, I'm a big fan of the idea.
Well, for you would benefit from it. Anybody who would be loyal to BitShares or somebody who's a long-term holder as a witness, I think would be somebody who would be very beneficial for, because then you're saying, well, we're going to pay you based more on how much you're willing to hold and not get rid of. So it's almost like staking.
Well, right now I don't have a huge balance. I'm a very small minnow in this pool, to be honest with you, because almost everything that I'm getting is going to server fees. I mean, I'm not saving very much.
Well, that could be upped too, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying what my position is right now.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
If I had to, if that was an immediate requirement, I would not be a witness very long.
Well, you see,
I'd have to liquidate a bunch of things to make that.
Good point, Stan. Stan's introducing the concept of coin days held. Go ahead, BitCrab. Sorry.
Hello. Maybe I can explain that how I propose to increase the witness payment. The main cause is that I found that the witnesses are not so positive to do their job. For example, BitCube is not online anymore, and some other witnesses like AGS Explorer and Daily Purpy, they do not provide the feed pricing either, and I have contacted them to ask them to provide price feeding, but no positive response. So in my view, the current status is that the witness is not enough encouraged to do their job, and but on the other side, as the trading volume is keep on increasing, so in the next months, I think we need more stable block production service and the price feeding and the more reliable price feeding. So the proposal is based on this observation, and the proposal is also built on the assumption of the competitive mechanism. I think if we increase the winnings payment to a good level, then more candidates will join, and they will compete. They will compete by providing better service. So the result is that we can have a better winnings service group that can we can have a better base for the increasing of the trading volumes. That's my ideas. And today we have in China community, we have some discussion on this. And I have persuaded a lot of big shareholders to agree on my. This is my what I can share now.
Those are some good points, John Crabb. Is your just well? Never mind. One of the things that I think is really important in regard, and this has been discussed in the forums, is regard to feeds. We need some standards that we can use as a basis for comparison, because what one witness might think is a good quality feed and is reliable, another person won't. So we need some standards to shoot for so that we're all on the same playing field and we're in our performance the same way. And from my perspective, the reliability of feed sources is the key problem that I've been encountering. So I'm not sure how other witnesses want to chime in on that point, but that's my take on the witness feed issue, because it is important that we have good quality feeds, but how we're going to get there is another question.
I think I have discussed this question in the BSIP. In my view, this question is like this, that I think most of the traders are easy to find whether price feeding is good or not, because the price because he can find easily that whether he can buy or sell at this price in the market. So and maybe it is not very easy to tell which price feeding is best among several price feedings, but it is always easy to find one price which is a bad price. So if we can vote the winnings of the price out, then based on the several accepted price, we can get a very better, very good, and solid price that can used as the settlement price.
I think it makes sense. I think that we should. Are you the only person from the eastern side of the world who is on at this time? Like, could we get more people who you talk to join up, who might be able to give their input on this stuff too? Because your input's very valuable. We have this bridge that we need to kind of form and kind of, like, I think, coordinate between both sides, really. You know, like, I know you guys speak primarily Mandarin or different dialects of Chinese generally, right? But you do speak English a lot better than we speak Mandarin. So do you think that you would be willing to join up and, like, maybe bring some more people who are thinking about this stuff with you?
It's not easy, but because I found in the in China community, most of the people are not good at speaking English. Maybe some of them can. I can try to invite some in, but I'm not sure I can bring someone here.
Would you be able to translate for them if they join in?
We could do a minutes or something, and then we could post it to Steam it to give updates on it and pay everybody who helped. that would be how I would probably try to do it. I would Steam it as kind of our media outlet where we make money off of posting it. That'll help us coordinate a group of people.
I think another thing that we have to consider is when we are raising the payment levels for witnesses or blog producers, we also have to be aware that they're going to be way more competition. And there are going to be people who want to get that new reward because the reward is higher. So it's going to shake up the current witnesses a little bit. And maybe what we really need is people who are, watching the witnesses, who are observing their quality of work and also outing them and say like, hey, you know what, this person is not doing a good job. That could either be a competing witness who wants to climb up, or it could be an independent news service that is really looking into that. I would be curious if we can create something similar here in BitShares too. I think we have that on Steam. There's quite a lot of competition. There are kind of a little between the witnesses who can get in, but I think that is also something that we actually need for BitShares to get the best people to run the witnesses, to compete for the price that we pay for running the network. And I think we all have to get ready that there maybe can come up some fights, maybe some dirt, but that is all in the process of getting the best people to be on board.
I agree. And I think that it's also important to see that witnesses can do the job before they actually get voted in, having a trial run, so to speak. I mean, there's nothing stopping anybody from creating a full node and saying, hey, here's a full node. I've been running a seed node or whatever. And so they can demonstrate their ability to maintain and to run a good service, not completely because you can't publish feeds, but still you can there's ways that you can demonstrate your abilities to manage the job before you actually get voted into place.
Well, we could even have that stuff automated, really, if you think about it. Everybody puts their proxy vote to this account that has, that has an algorithm that it runs that essentially looks to see what witnesses are accomplishing, are achieving the best in various metrics, and kind of puts them all together and averages it out and says, okay, these are the best witnesses. We're going to vote them all in. And then, we can manually override it at some point in time if necessary. But it kind of, takes the need of, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing,
And following up on what Tom mentioned about demonstrating proficiency, Fox notes that people can participate on the testnet as one way to demonstrate that.
Oh, that's great. Does anybody have a link to the testnet stuff?
I think the best link is to get involved, is to join us on Telegram. What is it? Telegram.me/BitSharesDEX. That is our official channel where you can join us, where all the talks are, where everybody is jumping around. And if you have any questions, this is the best way how to get in contact with the BitShares community. For the testnet, Fox just wrote here, test.bitshares.eu. That's where you can get all these kind of information. And another call to all active witnesses right now. We are still looking for more people for the TPS test on the testnet. I don't really know if we have a date yet. I think that is still in discussion when we're going to have the speed test in the testnet, about how fast we can really push the BitShares blockchain in the testnet environment. So I'm very interested to see the results. I think everybody of us is. I thank everybody for joining us for this episode, for this week. It was a very interesting discussion, a lot of news coming up, a lot of things are moving forward, a lot of things are changing and getting better and better. So I'm very excited to be part of this community, to host the show. And if you have any kind of suggestion, if you have any kind of feedback, if you have a topic you want to bring up, just hit me on Telegram, send me a message, maybe also on Twitter or on Facebook or on Skype, wherever you have a contact hand of me. To send it to me, I will bring it up here. We can discuss it. I will give you that we can also go into deeper discussions. And until then, thank you very much, and see you in the Telegram.